Hi everyone, good afternoon, good morning, good evening, good day, wherever you are. It's 25 degrees where I am. It is hot, but not as hot as I think 2 weeks ago when we had this heat wave and temperatures were as high as 32 degrees. And I remember that week I was thinking, when will this be over? When will this be over? How many more days do we have to endure this? Of course, we had to manage with fans, AC, ice packs, and all of that. you know, we're almost sleeping outside, in the garden because it was just so hot. But one thing I kept looking forward to, um, was the days after the heat wave. Because I know I've been observing the weather temperatures for some years now, and I noticed that anytime we have higher than normal temperatures, what would happen after those days will be a rainfall that kind of naturally cools, the whole place. I see it as God's natural um, air conditioning system. So the rain falls everywhere, it's just cool. So I'm always looking forward to that. Um, and that can be likened to our journey in life. Sometimes the pressure is high, it's so hot, things become so unbearable. We shouldn't be deceived that the weather is going to stay like that all the time. Um, just like with different locations or geographical locations, the heat wave can last longer or seems to be perpetual in some areas, but it will still be intercepted at some point by a season of rainfall or coolness. It's the same with our lives. Some people go through those period in their life where there's so much pressure, there's so much heat, and it can last longer in some people's life than others. But regardless of how long it lasts, what usually succeeds those periods is a season of coolness, either just temperature dropping or there's a rainfall and all of that. So don't be deceived to think that hard times would last forever or tough times will last forever. When it is going to end in your life is what I don't know, even, in my life as well. But what we can do to manage that, just like we would manage with ice packs, air conditioning, fan, and all of that, whatever you can do to get those, to make your life better. One of them is just believing that this season is not going to be over. That helps you cope mentally with the heat wave, in your life. Um, Air conditioning, ice packs might just be that word of encouragement you get from friends or family, or even watching YouTube videos that gives you encouragement, or even through praying, meditation, um, reading books, um, even going out to be a blessing to others, even though you got your own life challenges and things are very tough. So, however, you can manage that heat wave, just manage it. But bear in mind that certainly a cool season will, succeed that very hot season. It's not going to be forever. A very classic old quote that probably you've heard says, tough times don't last, but tough people do. All right, so life is seasonal. Even economically, you've got a period of economic boom, and then you've got a period of economic depression. You know, so it's a cycle. It goes up. Enjoyment, even economically, for a society, a region, a country, you know period of enjoyment, things are working well, interest rates are good, businesses can get money to invest, um, you know people can afford to go on holidays, upgrade their houses, their businesses, um, go on luxury cruise trips and all of that. And then there's that season of a recession again where people become very frugal. There isn't enough. Businesses cut down. Growths and opportunities are probably delayed and not pursued and scaled back. So even economically, it's a cycle. And that doesn't last forever. Again, it moves. It keeps going. It keeps going. The same thing with temperature. Hot, cold, hot, cold. Whatever season it is. So again, know how to maximize the season you're in. All right, know how to maximize it. What do you do when things are tough? Invest, believe in yourself, and keep preparing and planning for the good season. When this good season come, again, enjoy it. Conserve as much as you can, and then await whenever it would come. So it's not going to be forever. When it's going to end, I don't know, for you, for me. But one thing we can do is manage it and be hopeful and be positive. All right. Take care.